Good morning, good morning. This is Captain Steve-O. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's alive and well today. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And hey, tell you what, man. Happy Father's Day. For yesterday, there was a poetry show yesterday. Went on a little bit late because having a hard time with the music. So wasn't bad. Got everything all situated and everything, so not a bad thing. So I'm glad everybody is alive and well. It's a nice, crisp, warm 89 degrees this morning here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So appreciate everybody. I had a good weekend this weekend. We had went to go see Crash Midnight over at their Fremont Country Club. Thank you for the tickets, brother. Appreciate it. It wasn't too bad. It was pretty good. They had a couple of opening bands that were there that was different. I don't talk bad about any band, but if you're going to try to sound like Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimi Hendrix, do a better job. It was interesting to say the least. I had to leave a little early. I didn't get a chance to actually see Crash Midnight, but I heard they had a really bang up show, really great show. Also, I missed out on the Jeff Carlson Band and Faster Pussycat. I don't go out a lot because I'm a broke mofo. It's especially going downtown. You got to pay for parking and all that stuff, and it's just I just don't have a lot of incoming stuff, incoming money right now. But anyway, it's all good. Guys are jamming out now, and things are opening up. I got to see a friend of mine from Colorado that I met a couple of years ago on a tour I was on, and it was really cool. Really good girl, Melanie. She came out and she's going to Oceanside and then back out to the Grand Canyon. She came out, saw her for about 4 hours. I didn't get home until 4 in the morning. So went and saw some live music over at, like I said, over at the Crash Midnight show. Went to go see my friends Dana and Danny. Got to spend a little bit of time with them, and then Melanie gave me a call. She goes, "Yeah, I'm here in Vegas. Like to see you. Maybe go grab something or whatever." And I'm like, "Okay." So I'll grab you. So I went, picked her up, and took her over to Vamp. Vamp was pretty much closing down when we got there. Got to see my friend Chris and Georgiana. Also got to see Erica and Metal Mama and Chris Engel, and got to see them and Eric. Got to see those guys. And got to see Tiana over at Mr. D's. If you get a chance, go down. It's pretty cool. They had the karaoke night going on, and it's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights they have it. Pretty cool stuff, and it's not bad. But I got to spend some time with her and everything. It was pretty cool. Dropped her back off, went home. I got home about 4:30. So I pretty much slept almost all day Sunday, which is why excuse me, which is why the poetry show, it was my fault. Poetry show was a little bit late, but I did have some issues with some of the music. It was a Beatle theme, so it's going to be on tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, and so it's going to be cool. So if you missed the show last night, it'll be on again. It's not as long as it usually is. It's usually about a 4.5 hour show that Betty Page puts together, but now it's it's about 3.5 hours. 3 hours 45 minutes, about around there. That's with the commercials and everything that I have to put in there. Anyway, well, I hope you guys are having a good day. Not sure on how the playoffs are going with hockey, but I'm not sure at all. So I will get that to you. I got a guest coming in probably in about 15 minutes or so. Yeah, about 15 minutes. I got a guest that's going to be calling in. My buddy Anthony from Virginia, Virginia, and he's going to be. I call him Thor. The dude looks like Thor. Not the actor Thor that plays Thor, but he looks like, the God of Thunder. He's a really good dude, and so we're gonna have him on. We're going to be talking about some paranormal stuff that he's been doing, and a couple of projects he's working on, and see what's up with that. And but anyway, we got that's going to be coming up. So what you guys heard when I first came on, when I got everything all situated, was Cold Truth by GTM5, He Kill 3, Death of Mary Jane, and Gramilla with Disconnected. Also heard Shake the Baby and Core Effect with I Did It All. So hope you guys are enjoying everything. I'm going to be right back, just a couple of minutes. I got a song called Sinner for you. Also Cure the Curse with Chains. So here you go, and we'll be right back in just a little bit.
Hey everybody, Big Mama with C4OC Radio here. Vance, are you tired of shaky cell phone video coverage of your gigs or crackly Facebook live recordings? Well, I'm here to tell you about On-Site Video Services. Video On-Site Services is a small house production company that can help you get your message produced for your organization. Our focus is getting you into your social media, from recording and producing your live performances to producing a multimedia presentation for your next trade show. We have picked up a number of skills over the years. One of our largest is drone services. Our team has been involved in drone education ever since the FAA released the Part 107 Commercial Drone Operator Certificate in August of 2016. We've been around the music, video, and aerospace industries for a number of years and used all of that experience to create a unique product that will help you stand out in your market. We would love to talk to you about your next project, so please contact us at www.onsiteservices.com. We have multi-camera platforms with enhanced sound to make your gig sound the very best possible. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
She's got a way with words, a steady disposition. She'll steal away all your time. Mistake her for the one who will stay with you forever until she changes her mind. And you'll be the fighter, I'll be the rain. You'll be the water, I'll be the flame. 'Cause it's something that you never need. Break these chains, we gotta break these chains, we gotta break these chains. He's got ambitious dreams, he'll tell you all about them. You consume all your time. Mistake you for the one who will stay with you forever until he changes his mind. And you'll be the fighter, I'll be the rain. chains, gonna make it right. We're gonna break these chains tonight. We're gonna break these chains, gonna make it right. Break these chains, we gotta break these chains, we gotta break these chains, we gotta break these chains. I'm good, you know what I mean, and I won't take nothing don't belong to me, but I'm a sinner when I'm with you. Oh, I'm a sinner, baby, and I love what you do. So I'm ready, locked into load. I feel you breathing. Here we go, and I got all the love is but I'm picturing you. Oh, I'm a sinner, baby, and I love what you do. Don't you take every drip, every drop of my energy, steal it away, and you make it your therapy, and I don't mind. Confusing that I don't care who knows. I got the right sentiment to turn you on. I'm a sinner when I'm with you. Oh, I'm a sinner, baby, and I love what you do. Head rush, bigger than now. Guilty conscience, shutting it out. Sinner, you are my downfall. There's nothing I can do to ever stand you out. So I'm ready. Here we go, and honestly, nicely, you already know that I'm a sinner when I'm with you. Oh, I'm a sinner, baby, and I love what you do. Don't you take every drip, every drop of my energy, steal it away, and you make it your therapy. Older than I'll ever be, or will ever be. Harder than I'll ever climb, and it's heavenly to now you're confusing. I don't care who knows. I know I drink too much and I'm back on my lungs, but I'm a sinner.
Morning, Lower Beth. How you doing, sweetheart?
Sinner, baby,
Morning, good morning.
I love what you do. I'm a sinner, baby, and I love what you do. Sinner, baby, I love what you do. And you're a sinner, baby, you love what I do. I'm a sinner, baby, I'm talking to you. I'm a sinner, baby, and I love what you do. But you take every drip, every drop of my energy, steal it away, and you make it your therapy. So every look that you took,
How you
and your
doing?
jealousy,
Did you have a good,
every sip,
did you have a
every suck
good
of
weekend?
this energy, older than I've ever been, or will ever be, higher than I've ever climbed, and it's
I had 2 more biopsies. Wow. Yeah, I go in Wednesday for my sinus surgery.
confusing and I don't care who knows. I got the right sentiment to turn you on. I'm a sinner when I'm with you. I'm a sinner, baby, and I love what you do. Oh, I'm a sinner, baby, and I love what you do. Oh, I'm a sinner, baby, and I love what you do.
Yeah, I'm a sinner, baby, and I love what you do. How you doing this morning? Good peachy keen, fine and dandy morning to you there, Lower Beth. Hope your biopsies come out well. They'll come out negative and everything. Yeah. I hope they're not. So, yeah, I go in for surgery on Wednesday for my sinuses. So I think I'm going to take next week off. So I won't be on air. Probably have something going on. But for as far as shows go, I think we're going to just kind of re-air some interviews that I've done for Monday morning and also Monday evening. Well, I think Monday evening I'll probably just be like a little like tonight we're gonna have Dana and Danny come in and we're gonna be talking about some stuff about what we're doing, where we're going, directions we're going, and stuff with the station. Danny is my co-host, Cause Fancy. See what she's been up to, what she's got going, what she's got cooking in the fire, and everything. You won't be able to talk. I won't be able to talk for after sinus surgery. I don't know. I've never had it done, so I don't know.
I might kind of sound like this. I don't know.
We'll have to see. Maybe I'll just, I don't know. We'll see what goes on. Maybe I'll just play music, take the week off. I don't know. But it's 89 degrees. And for all you hockey fans out there, got some good news for you. Good and bad, depending on who you're rooting for, or going for. The Vegas Golden Knights have tied the series of the semifinals. They're in the semifinals for the Cup, Stanley Cup. Golden Knights won. They beat Montreal 2-1 in overtime. So good fought, hard fought game. There was no score in the first period. Montreal scored one in the second period. The Knights scored in the third, and then once in overtime. They had a surprise starter. I'm looking at here. Robin Lehner, I guess Lehner. Lanier, I guess it's called. I guess he's called. He had 28 saves, I guess. Deflections, or I don't know what SA stands for. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really sure. Not that much up on hockey. I mean, I'm trying to get a little bit into it. So, what was that? Pretty good. I mean, they did pretty good. It was he went up against Gary Price, which Gary Price, I guess, goal assist, I think they're called, or GA is goal assist, I think. I don't know. But I'm gonna stop guessing because it's gonna make me just look really dumb, and how ignorant I am of the rules of hockey. So anyway, the Knights did win against Montreal. Tonight is going to be the New York Islanders and the Tampa Bay Thunder. I think that is game one, I believe. And because it starts tonight at 5. So that's your hockey scores for there. In the world of the NFL, let's see. I don't know. There's no scores to tell you. That's for sure. But they've been doing some OTAs and mandatory meetings and stuff. So it's doing pretty good. We got we got a couple of people hurt that are on the Kansas City Chiefs side. Some of our new acquisitions and stuff. So I wish those guys a speedy recovery and hope they're not out for the whole season. But yeah, it's been pretty good. Let's see, Mike Tomlin has his players on board with the vaccine, giving the Steelers an edge. I don't know about that, but tell you what, my guest is calling right now, so here we go. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Is this the God of Thunder calling me?
Lord from the Dutch God.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so how you doing, Anthony?
Doing pretty good.
That's good. That's great, man. I appreciate you calling in. So yeah, so what's been going on in the world of the spirit world? So I know you do a lot of paranormal investigations and stuff, and you go out ghost hunting a lot. How's that going?
Well, it's going pretty good. We went out the night before last. Took some people out, and then they're intrigued. To find some of the investigation aspects.
Cool. So how long have you been doing all this, doing all that stuff?
4 years.
4 years? Wow.
Yeah.
It's a long time to be chasing ghosts.
Ghosts, demons, you name it.
So we've always experienced stuff all of our lives, both of us have.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's good. So yeah, I know you guys hear two voices. So that's Lorie and Anthony. Really cool people. They're really very lovely people, and I'm glad I got we haven't actually met, but we're Facebook friends, and we've been on. I had you guys on the show about probably a little over a year ago, right?
I think so. Yeah. Heard the show you had, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, that was with Caveman on a Monday night show. Well, that was a lot of fun. It's always intriguing.
It was fun.
Oh yeah, it's always pretty intriguing on that, and yeah, it's always been real interesting for me to hear a lot of that, and it's just the way things progress and happen with all that. It's freaky sometimes, but
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some locations we'd like to hit this summer if we can. Paranormal stuff, and it's just, sometimes it just drains the energy out of you. You do this, and you get around some very high, what's the word for it? Class A spirits, and it is kind of just zapping. They just take the energy out of you.
oh yeah,
Especially doing investigations, and you're trying to be in tune with them, and it's just, Lorie, she's been touched before by spirits several times. I have one morphed beside me before, well, a couple times actually, and that was kind of scary actually. But Mountwood Cemetery in Wheeling, it used to be somewhat of a man-made castle there, but they leveled it. There's a cemetery on the other side. So I was up there investigating, and some skeptics up with us, and we just kind of got surrounded by these spirits inside this one fence in there in this graveyard. And this one, I swear to you, man, it's like morphed beside me. It was huge. It was just like, I could see it's black, and it's like this broad shoulder, like wings just coming down beside of it. And she seemed like somebody morphed beside her. It was like some kind of guy.
It was a man in flannel.
Yeah, and our friend was a psychic. Is a psychic that was with us on Facebook. He said that we're surrounded. And he's going to try to send some light in here and so we could get out of there. And so we're just kind of stuck in there. So it was pretty intense. And the people with us, they just freaked out.
oh wow.
Yeah, they just totally freaked out. They didn't know what to do. We're all kind of like, like backs against the wall, like some savage animals trying to attack you. What are you going to do? No way out,
Right.
That night.
Yeah, and then the little boy that was there with his mom and his dad, not late evening, but anyway, he said he kept on seeing a woman with tentacles, even seeing a woman with tentacles. And so I'm thinking like, Medusa or something, and so we get back into the doors, and here comes this Jamaican woman walking up the sidewalk with dreads. So that could be, we're thinking that could be the closest thing to like tentacles,
Yeah.
And so, what's really weird is she just vanished. And the one lady is there, she ran up where the hill was, and there's no sight of the woman at all. I mean, within 2 seconds, this woman's gone. I mean, we saw her full-fledged body form and everything. I mean, she just poof,
Wow.
She had a t-shirt on, and you couldn't see her face because she had her back turned. She was just walking up the hill, and she was gone. Everything. That lady was a fast runner too. So I mean, there's no way that woman could just vanish like that. If it's a matter of seconds, it was a lot. So.
One thing that really said something about somebody was fighting, and then on the spirit box when you guys were over in a different section, there was a fight going on in the spirit box.
Yeah, we have it all documented. I mean, we wish we was able to let you guys hear it, but we have a lot of it on our check it on the Facebook page. So you guys, if you want to go on there and check out some of our videos, you can go on there and check some of that stuff out.
Those are on my laptop. I can't.
Yeah, some are on Lori's laptop, and they're very long. We don't
know how to edit. We're done with the technology stuff.
We kind of missed the boat on the the tech side, So, but we still got to do it, So,
Yeah.
We friends are shamans, and shaman friends, and they invited us to their house and it's still like celebration of the dead. We thought that'd be interesting, so we've never been to one of those, so we went to their house, and had all these different markings all over their walls and on the floor, except for they got to mark one area, and one of the shamans got possessed.
Oh, wow.
Full-fledged possession.
It wasn't like you see on TV, though.
Yeah, it was like The Exorcist or something weird like that. It's been like 360 degrees or twisting like your own flocka. I mean, we make fun. We're making fun, but it's just we're trying to explain this. I mean, you guys laugh, But anyway, we're there, and all of a sudden she went blonde. This lady went blonde, and her husband and the other guy, what did they do?
They did a ritual with some kind of lace and flowers and herbs and stuff and prayers.
Yeah, and she got her sight back.
Oh, wow.
Do you feel like she was burning? Like she was on fire, I think?
Yeah.
Like she was on fire, and she lost her sight. Yeah, it was different. I mean, it was just like, totally out of our element, but it was like, wow,
We took them to the cemetery with us in Morgantown. We got some activity. They were blown away by what we got.
Yeah.
Wow.
And one of them got attacked in the cemetery.
The same girl that got blind in the ritual thing, she got punched in the cemetery with us.
Oh, wow.
Something punched her in the stomach.
Yeah.
So we all surrounded her and told the thing that they weren't allowed to touch her.
Yeah, I had had a few. I mean, I hadn't had anything that bad or that drastic. I mean, nothing. It's the experiences I've had. It's just been really. It's been I've heard little kids giggling and laughing and then running away and stuff like that, and just little small stuff, and it's been kind of weird, kind of since some of my my past relatives, my grandmother, I've smelled her perfume before, and she's kind of been around. I feel my uncle a lot whenever I feel really, really down. He always makes me laugh. I'll just start laughing for no reason, And I'm watching a movie and I just start giggling, and there's not a funny part of the movie. I'm just like, okay, all right. And my uncle was a joker. He'd always make me laugh, But it's always weird, when you start feeling stuff like that. But when you actually go looking for it, it's a real hit and miss. I've been on a couple of ghost tours, and in New Orleans, and that was pretty cool. Nothing really happened. I mean, there's a couple people caught some orbs on video around Madame Laveau's graveyard, or her mausoleum. There were some orbs that were floating around there. I mean, you don't see it with the naked eye. You don't see it just looking at it. You got to videotape it, and then as you're taping, you see it, and then you look and there's nothing there. It's just like, okay, that's weird. But
and we took some collared orbs in Salem, Ohio, a cemetery up there. They were blue, purple, pink, and green.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Yeah, there was there's a lot of activity that's in a lot of the hotels out here. There's a room that's in the Luxor that they won't rent out anymore. It's one of the penthouses. They had somebody throw themselves off the balcony, and if you know what the Luxor, if you've seen the Luxor, it's a big pyramid. It's all glass on the outside, so there's no outside balconies. All the balconies are on the inside, and they're all facing inward. So the higher up you are, the more you see in the middle of the, there's no protective thing that will keep you from jumping over. She threw herself off and landed in the middle of the buffet. And the buffet is down on the very bottom floor. It's just it's a really unique hotel. But there was somebody that had gone in there. They put all their stuff away. They walked out on the balcony to do whatever. They heard something. They went back inside the room, and all the clothes were gone because they had hung everything up. All the clothes were gone, and they were the only two that walked in there. It's just like, so there's a few different stories that I've heard from different people that have known about it, but they don't. The hotels won't say anything about it. If you go in there and go, I want to look at this room or whatever, and they're going, nope, we're not going to do that. But there's a ghost tour that's out here that I kind of want to check out. It's kind of a tourist trap, but it's still pretty informative, pretty interesting. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes on here in Vegas. A lot of people just really don't know about, and unless you're really into that, really into that stuff, and it's interesting.
Yeah, really love to come out.
Oh yeah.
Have you some of the awesome places out there to do this?
Oh yeah, there's been here at the studio, there's been a couple things that have gone on that gets a little weird. I mean, you see people in the mirrors that aren't on the other, they're on the other side of the mirror, not on the normal side. And you don't. It's just a real quick flash of who they are. They're not lingering. You see it out of the corner of your eye more than you see it looking at it. You'll see somebody walk past and there's nobody there, but you'll see them walk past, and it's like, okay. And it gets a little weird, but it's not bad. I mean, it's a lot of fun. There's like I said, I've been to Gettysburg, and I know that place has a lot of activity in it, and I went there just to watch the history. My mom came out there to visit me, and so I took her and her sister to Gettysburg. We walked around the cemeteries and stuff, and they were taking pictures. And I don't know if they caught anything on the pictures during the day, so it's I guess you see more at night than you do in the daytime.
That depends, Steve.
Oh yeah.
It's a 24-hour access. They don't discriminate.
We've caught
Right.
just as much during the day as at nighttime.
I think we caught more during the day than we do at night.
It's the creep factor.
Yeah.
I guess they. I guess they don't want me to see them. I guess I don't know.
I mean, it actually really, to be honest with you, it all depends on the person.
Uh huh.
Like how in tune you are.
I've seen several full body apparitions.
Oh wow.
While you're in the house.
Yeah.
They all, to me, they all look normal, except for one when I was renting a house in South Boston, Virginia, for work. I seen this woman by a tree when I come home from work one evening, and she was standing staring at me, but she was all gray. Her face, her clothes, her hair, everything was gray. And that night I asked the spirits in the house who that woman was, and they said she was an evil witch.
Huh.
Yeah, see, the house is on an old property back in the 1800s.
No, 1700.
Yeah, 1700s. Sorry, 1700s.
Yeah.
So,
And we had spirits named Ben and Wendy that stayed in the house.
Oh wow.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a trip. I mean, it's funny because it's, and when you tell somebody to people that kind of don't believe in that, it's kind of like they're like, yeah, okay, maybe you just have a vivid imagination or something, but things are real out there. I mean, they're very real, and
They are.
Like I said, I was at one place at a friend of mine had her guest house used to be an old stable, and it was over in they call it Rancho Circle. It used to be an old, the mob used to live there, and it was really weird. We're sitting there and we're talking about some different things, and there's four of us in the room. I'm standing next to the owner of the house, and my lawyer and a guy I used to work with. They were there. They were in a different room. They were talking, and he was explaining what he saw to him, and I'm sitting there and I'm feeling, and I could feel like somebody's breath on my cheek, and I knew it wasn't, the owner Vicky. I knew it wasn't her. She's standing there, so I kind of move over a little bit because I felt like confined. I felt like somebody was standing like right next to me, like right next to me, and
Yeah.
it was like, I'm going, okay, so I kind of moved over a little bit, and I started acting like a little fidgety because I kept moving around, and she's looking at me like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay, and she's like, all right, and she kind of grinned a little bit, and I'm not really looking at anybody, I'm kind of looking down a little bit, and it's kind of like, there was somebody on my right side, like right in my face, and then on the other side, and every time I moved, there would be more of them. I felt somebody behind me, I felt someone right directly in front of me, and on each side of me. I'm like, and I felt real closed in, and I just kind of went, are we almost done here? I walked outside. I told my buddy, I said, yeah, I said, that was really weird. I felt really weird. He goes, well, because of what we were talking about? I went, no, had nothing to do with. And they're standing with Vicky, and I'm kind of being fidgety and walking around in circles, and I'm trying to get some space, and I just felt like I was surrounded by something. And Vicky heard me say that, and she goes, yeah, they were just checking you out to see if you were going to spook easy. I said, well, it freaked me the hell out. I said, I've never felt like that before. It's really weird. And they went, no, they were just checking you out because they hadn't really seen a whole lot of you. They've seen you around, but not inside that that house. I went, yeah, because I helped my friend move in there, and he rented that place out for a while. And but it was just really strange. He was talking about he saw some mist, like dry ice mist,
Uh-huh.
kind of in a different color. That came out from the bathroom into the hallway, filled the hallway up. Then when he went around the corner to the hallway, he saw it all go back into just like you see in the movies. The mist, it comes out, and then all of a sudden, all the mist goes away, and it goes underneath the door, and it disappears. That's what he was explaining and stuff. And it's like, I mean, sometimes you hear stuff like that, and it's like, okay, that kind of seems like something you would see in a movie, but it's actually really happening.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something that's cool too. First time we encountered elemental spirits. It was down at Tybee Island. Was it Tybee Island? Yeah, down in Georgia.
Yeah, I've been at Tybee Island.
Okay. And of course, you probably know some of the history there. They had that fort and all that stuff there,
Yeah.
And but anyway, we was on the beach at night, and we seen something like really like this huge, like big, whatever it was, by the ocean, like coming out of the ocean. Started seeing these things running up and down the beach like tracers. It was black, didn't tell what they were, It didn't seem like a human form. Just really weird. So we kind of like
Didn't walk that way.
didn't walk that way because we didn't know what we was actually dealing with,
Right.
But so we tried to go up on the sidewalk and come up back around behind the sand dune where we think they'd be at in that location. Well, apparently they knew that we was going to be in that area because two of them walked up on top of the dune where we was at.
And it was a steep dune. There's no way they could have got up there.
Yeah. And trying to entice us to come back down. But then when they came up, they looked like, like kids, like teenagers,
Mm-hmm.
They were just, teenagers, but not like, but, shorts and t-shirt and stuff. Then we went back down. We saw them go back down, and it was like this dim tune, all of a sudden, like six of them, like in a circle. There's a level together, then they start running off in different directions. This is weird.
And they were really fast.
I mean, super, super fast.
That's weird.
And we asked some about this, and he told us those were elemental spirits trying to entice you to come down to where they're at. So it was like, okay, this is like just blowing away. Because this is a little bit out of our caliber, what's going on here? We was in school than us, you know what I mean? So we was in school more than paranormal and ghosts and all stuff like that, but these elementals, it was just kind of like, okay, this is weird. This is unnormal,
Yeah.
So apparently, there's a lot of different elementals, earthbound spirits, you know what I'm saying? And they stick around, I guess there are different types of species of them. So we're not really too familiar with all the different species of the elemental spirits, but that was our first encounter with multiple of them at once. But they didn't harm us because we didn't go down where it is at. We just kept our space, just them over there and us on the other side,
Yeah.
So, but it's kind of weird, like Harper's Ferry, we was up there one time. A couple times actually, but walked into the men's restroom.
You did.
I did, my Lord. I did. Sorry. And saw this boy. He's looking at me over here. I'm like, okay. I'm getting weird vibe. So as I was starting to walk out, I saw sort of seeing his eyes get really huge, something really big, and his mouth getting real big. I'm like, oh, no, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? I didn't stick around for that one, man. It was just like this boy just turned into like a, I don't know what, like all of a sudden right in front of me. I was like, freaked out. I was like, even, you're doing this paranormal stuff, there are times you do get really freaked out. So I don't care how macho you are, how tough you are, you can put the stuff out there green to your knees. So, but I will say this, so us doing this, you know, it does give you more of appreciation for life. You know, doing this paranormal stuff, because you get to see what other people experience that has passed away, and what's happened in their life of tragic events. And you think about your life, you know, it has ups and downs, and you're sitting there thinking, hey, mine's not as bad as theirs, you know?
Right.
There are some very good positive factors to this, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But we passed spirits on.
Yeah. We have moved them on.
We got some residentials.
About 20, I think.
20 residentials.
Wow.
We blessed the houses, and you can tell they don't like it.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
the one in Weston? The one house you went to?
Yeah.
Found out about what was happened to that girl. Yeah, it was weird, man. Lorie got very upset on that day, didn't you?
Yeah.
You can tell Steve about that. I can remember all of it.
Well, there's the guy that apparently abused his wife and molested his child. And you're not supposed to provoke spirits. It's not a good thing, but I was pissed with this guy.
Wow.
And I was saying all kinds of things to him. And he wasn't liking. He appeared. He was like in a. Usually they're solid to me, but this guy was like kind of like a vapor form thing. Yeah, in the daylight.
Oh,
His
wow.
wife was dead too, and she come on the spirit box and called him a dirty pervert.
So I went back into the house with the holy water, sage, blessing each room. You know, and I mean, as you start blessing each room, you start feeling the heaviness in each room. I mean, it's getting heavier and heavier and heavier. I mean, you can just feel it. It's just like just grabbing you right in the gut, you know what I mean? Because they don't like it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't like that stuff. And I'm in business, you know, when stuff like that goes on, you know, I mean, it's just like, you know, it's like, I don't know, actually, I guess, you know, we're, I'm compared to like some kind of an athletic sport or something like that. You know, you gotta get ready for it. You gotta go out there. You gotta do all you can to get that done and do a good job at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To win. So they had that mindset. You want to win. So it's kind of like that. You go in there and, you know, you're like, hey, you know, I'm not going to heck with you guys. I'm just going to level you out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's the kind of mentality you have to have sometimes. You just have to, you know, just kind of psych yourself out and go in there and do the job, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what we did. And they didn't like it. Then he started apologizing. He said he didn't do it.
And he said, I'm sorry, I didn't do it or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And so we got the other ones to move on, I think, because he got stuck there.
Yeah, the wife and daughter got moved on.
Yeah. We had a spiritual conversation with Chris Cornell when I here at the house. Yeah. It's kind of using kind of a technique, a little bit of a different technique, and kind of giving him a voice, his own voice, but a different way, because I'm like, you know, there's a guy that does this stuff, but we don't have the equipment this other guy has to do it, but we kind of give him his own voice, like, you know.
We just play some of his video songs
Yeah.
to bring him in more.
Yeah.
And we asked him who he was with, and he said, Lane Staley.
So there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I know. It gets pretty crazy, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've actually encountered a conversation with him, and he's talking about his daughter's music. He really loved it, and he misses his wife, Vicky.
Because his wife's name, that's the name he said.
Yeah, it's Vicky. I think it's Vicky.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And we caught that, and something else I can't remember. So, but we have a document, I think, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we have a document.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
We contacted a guy from work that recently passed away, and we asked him where he was, and he said in heaven. It sounded his voice and everything.
Huh.
And he even said Anthony. He always called Anthony at work, and he used Anthony.
Yeah, that's what those Jersey people do.
Anthony. Yeah.
Like, and at work, yeah. So I knew it was him right off the bat, you know.
Wow.
So because it's the way he was, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty. I've never really, I've heard other people talk to people that they know, and I've never really, asked questions like that. There was an app. Hey, Ronald, how you doing, buddy? Ronald Farrell Jr. just popped in from Houston, or Galveston, rather. I had a friend. I had one of those apps on my phone that that'll pick up, like paranormal stuff. And I don't know how accurate it is, but sometimes it's accurate enough to kind of freak you out. You don't hear the person's voice, you'll see the words come through, and it'll be all the different frequencies and stuff, and then all of a sudden it'll. I had one of them. It was like 3:00 in the morning, and for some reason I decided to turn on. I was in a really creepy hotel in Louisiana. Me and my brother, we went to New Orleans, and we stayed at this hotel because we were staying at the Holiday Inn most of the time, but the Holiday Inn was full. There was two really nice hotels on either side of this one really rundown hotel. Kind of looked like the Bates Motel, just single floor, really creepy looking. And so we wound up staying there for the night. So it was really weird. We slept on top of the covers. We didn't get under the covers or anything, because that's how creepy the place was. And I have this thing on 3 a.m, and it said, I asked, is there anybody there? And the thing said, it said military. I'm like, okay. I didn't ask him what branch. He just said military. I was like, all right, well, that's cool. And it said help. I'm like, help with what? And it says murder. So military help, murder. And then I was like, okay, murdering me or who? And it just said, and then it said help again. And I'm like, okay, I think it's time for us to go. I asked my brother, I said, you awake? He goes, yeah. Haven't really slept a whole lot. I said, okay. I said, you ready to go? And he goes, yep. So we got all our stuff. We walked backwards out of the room, because we went on that ghost tour in New Orleans. I said, that's what he said. When you walk into some place and it's possessed, or there's spirits there, walk out backwards so that way they won't follow you. And okay, that was interesting. So we walked backwards out of the room, threw the key in the drop box, and left. It was really, and I took it off my phone after that. I was like, that's just too creepy. But it was kind of weird. But
Well, we try same creepy places.
Yeah, it's out near it's below Shreveport, where this I forgot the name of the little town, small town right off the freeway, and it was just like, yeah, I'm good. My brother called ahead and goes, okay, about how far are we gonna drive? I said, well, we'll get on the other side of Oklahoma City where we stopped at before. And he goes, okay, I'll make reservations for that place. Calls up, gets around. we stayed at a Holiday Inn the next time. It's like, we're not gonna stop at any more creepy hotels. It's like, yeah, I got you. I don't blame you. I don't think I want to stay in a creepy hotel either. But there's one that's out here. It's the Clown Hotel that's out here. It's got a bunch of clowns and stuff on it. I mean, it's just like it's been in a couple of movies too. But the graveyard that's right next door is like, they said that there's a lot of activity in that graveyard. So it's like, okay. So I asked him, so well, how come you guys don't call it a cemetery? The thing is, a cemetery has a church on it, and a graveyard doesn't. Is that right, or is it the other way around?
It's one or the other. I can't remember which is which.
Yeah.
The church is either a cemetery or graveyard, and the other is the other. I don't know. We used to know that, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's I think the cemetery doesn't have a church, and the graveyard does have a church. I think that's the way it is. If I'm trying to remember the cemetery and all the cemeteries here in town. There's a building on there, but that's just the administration building. It's not an actual church. But I don't know. It's always. I mean, graveyards always fascinate me. Anyway, I was in Taos, and I got Taos, New Mexico, and I got to see Dennis Hopper's gravesite, and that was actually pretty cool. I mean, there's all kinds of. I mean, people leave stuff on there, and it's all like hippie stuff that they leave on there. And there's a lot of really small graveyards all over that town. It's kind of weird. It's kind of creepy. I mean, I like going back there to see just how far back the tombstones are. What year the person died. I mean, not really how long they lived, but when they were born and when they what year. Yeah, that person. You get to like 1800s. I think the oldest one I saw was 1820. I think at one of the grave sites, and they died pretty young. I mean, he only lived like 40 years, and it doesn't give why or anything. Just this person, born whatever to whatever, and I was just like, yeah, it's. Cemeteries always fascinated me anyway, just to look at the tombstones and stuff that are there.
That's how we keep in shape, by going to cemeteries and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, cemeteries is a good way to stay in check, if you're stopping stuff and you're doing spiritual communication, because, I mean, it's a good way to, especially taking new gear out, experiments like that, what I mean?
Yeah.
And plus, the spirits like to talk. There's one of the elephants that, we like to go to sometimes, and we actually had this lady, she was actually following us and giggling because we were confusing other spirits what was going on. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's all over the place laughing.
Yeah. We had one at Rich Mountain Battlefield. Even one said that push them.
Yeah, we're standing at a cliff, and the spirit come on and says, you can push them.
Yeah, blow them off the face of the earth or something like that.
Yeah, and push them too.
Yeah, push them, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then that same battlefield on the top of the hill, up further, we was walking through there, and this female voice said, I think I'm in love.
Yeah, some spirit had to hustle forward. Lorie's been west of that, or something like that in that graveyard.
Yeah.
In that Greenwood Cemetery, yeah.
Yeah, I've had one tell me, hey, good looking.
Yeah. It's all documented. I mean, it's all documented. We have actually had spiritual activity, other pictures of actual, from the camera, spirits. I can't show you because, of this, what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I'm trying to think of something to say. But, well, I mean, we've been into this one forest. It's called Inferno Forest.
Wow.
And it's on the outside of Elgin. It's there next to Parsons, Tucker County.
Uh-huh.
And the story goes, years ago, that NASA came in, leveled the forest, and 3 invented their own force, and you can't take nothing from this force whatsoever. You know, only the rocks on your tires could go out. That's it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what, you're not allowed to take anything. But anyway, we got up there. This one time we had a false charge. And
we were looking at a weird bug on the back of Anthony's car, and we had our backs turned, and something huge was charging at its full speed. We ran, jumped in the car, and turned around. There's nothing there.
So we asked somebody about this at one of those Indian powwows over in Parsons, and he does a lot of Bigfoot stuff, and we kind of asked him what that could be. Kind of his opinion. He told us that that's what these Bigfoot creatures do, to do like a false charge. So, okay, that's interesting. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So, I mean, if that was an actual Bigfoot, we didn't see it, but if that's an actual, if it is what they said it was, that's pretty cool, because, you know, it happened to us.
Yeah, both of us. We both took off and jumped in the car.
I mean, it sounded like the trees coming out of the ground. And it's like King Kong out there getting ready to jump up. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So it's just, you know, you're not messing around. You're bold. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But so anyway, so one other time we went camping in that area. We got to that park, and there was just two guys coming off this trail back to the doors and we parked out. Well, we had the spirit box out, we had a K2 out. Hopefully we might, you know, catch this Bigfoot guy, you know. And so the K2's going off on this one guy. He was not shooting around. I said, man, check this out, man. This K2's going full red on you, man. Check it out. He would not turn around and look at me. He was not. I mean, he was acting so weird, like he's trying to hide something so bad that he didn't want to see it. You know what I mean? I mean, there's no power lines, no nothing. I mean, it's out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's going off on him 100% full red. I mean, it's so. Then he's acting weird, gets in his car, acting all strange, sitting in his back seat, all weird, and his other friend is sitting all weird. And it's very, very different, you know? So, we're like, well, I think it's our cue to go, you know what I mean? Because these guys is not right, you know? So we got our stuff, we got in the car, and told them, check you guys later, see you, you know? And, as soon as we got down the road, me and Lorie both looked at each other. We said, werewolves. I ain't being dead serious, dude. So that night, we were down in the tent. I woke up for some reason because I heard something outside the tent. And I could see this thing walking towards the tent. I mean, it was big. And it's walking right towards us. And I just knew, I just had that instinct, like, okay, this is it, you know.
Right.
It's going to go down. You know, it just brushed up against the tent and went over into the river. And then come back.
Oh, wow.
It's weird. Yeah, it's just weird. I see it's form, but it's just strange. So, Henry was in, one place in Ohio. Pioneer Village. Yeah, Pioneer Village. We started smelling dirty hair. Yeah, that was good.
And they start taking pictures of us all throughout.
Yeah, and so apparently there's a murder that took place there by the bridge. So we had the K2 out, it was going off, and we couldn't get anything on Spirit Box. Someone died there by the bridge, some girl. So the girl and this guy was following us around, taking pictures of us, whatever it is going. And we could smell his dirty hair. And it was from them, you know? And so it was acting really odd. So we thought to walk down this one road.
Yeah,
getting dark. I start hearing this howling noise. I'm like, oh man, here we go.
Well, we're not going to walk down there. We got in the car.
Yeah, we got in the car and drove down. This is a fighting chance, you know? So we drove down on the other side of the river there. We've seen these red eyes, big, glowing red eyes just looking right at us.
Huh.
Like, we're moving out of here.
It was a dead-end road, so we hurried up and turned around.
I mean, people say that, you know, the whole werewolf thing don't exist. Well, you know what? I think we encountered a lot of these people. They don't bother us. They like to see what our reaction would be. But I believe, personally, they do exist. That's what we encountered, you know?
Right.
We went to Street Mountain Battlefield one time, and we were talking to the park ranger, and we were showing him our equipment, and he's seen our equipment light up. The spirit box, something said his name, and said they've been watching him, and he was freaking out.
Yeah, we freaking out, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That'd probably freak me out, too.
Yeah. He's supposed to go with us some night and take us around at nighttime at the battlefield, because you're not allowed there at nighttime, but he said he would take us around.
Yeah, he said there was a paranormal group came here one time and kind of being a little bit disrespectful. So.
But they didn't catch anything either.
They didn't catch nothing, but yeah, just being rude. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So.
Battlefield too. While we were walking around during the day, I seen a soldier sitting on a rock.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history over there in Drew Mountain. I mean, a lot of things has happened in that area. I mean, weird things. Things. There's a lot of satanic cults in that area. Yeah. I mean, you have that pretty much in every state. A lot of murders. The rainbow killings are out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's happened out there. We found out some guy that used to live around there, and he's telling us all the stuff that went on around there.
Yeah.
And was it the TV center? Sound for TV. You know what I mean?
Tuberculosis.
Yeah, tuberculosis center was out there. I mean, there's a lot of things. A lot of murders took place in this one area, and it's just insane, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go out again, and you know, we're gonna go early and try to find some of these locations and investigate them.
We're gonna be packing with us that time.
Yeah, we're gonna take some heat, brother. So, you know, there's a lot of weirdos in that neighborhood.
And there's no cell phone service there either.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like on the backside of Snowshoe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's been a couple places where I would probably be reluctant to go in because I've seen them on TV. They had there's asylum. There's one asylum in particular. It's been shut down for many years. That showed taps. They did a show on there, and an investigation. Then they had one with celebrities. They had Gary Busey and a few other people go through. And these people aren't really investigators. They're just doing what they're being told to do, carrying around cameras and everything with them and going through everything. And they go to this asylum and they. There's one floor that has it's like the children's ward or something, and so there's a kid that likes to play with a ball and throw a ball at you, and roll it around and stuff, and there's the higher up, the more that's where they had the more sinister people, I guess. Instead of going down, you think you'd have all the really violent weirdos downstairs. They're down below, but they were way up on top. And they said that one has the real strongest presence with that. It's just like an evil presence. In some of these, hey Denny, how you doing, buddy? You get so many things that are in those asylums that there's so much bad stuff happened in those asylums because there was back in the day really didn't know how to treat people that were crazy.
They mistreated one of them.
They just, they kind of let them rot. They didn't take care of them, and they, some of them died a pretty violent death in there. Not really at the hands of the doctors, but at the hands of the people that were there. It was just really weird. I forgot the name of that asylum, but it's a real well-known place, and it's just, I mean, I don't think I'd want to go spend the night in that place, but there is one place that I would want to spend the night at, and that's Dracula's Castle. They have an overnight thing that you can go in there, and you can go to Transylvania, go to the castle, but they tell you, okay, once you close the doors, we're not coming back until the morning, so you're just gonna have to suffer through.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
If we're able to do that, Steve, we're all go.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's one thing that's on my bucket list.
That'd be so cool. It's like there's this one castle in Ohio called the Loveland Castle.
Uh-huh.
And I'd really like to check that out. I mean, you can pull it up yourself and look at check it out. And it's really cool. I mean, it's neat.
Yeah.
Speak of the girl that likes to play the ball. When we were at Gettysburg, our first paranormal thing we went on, we were at this one old farmhouse up in the attic, and there's a bunch of people up there. Nothing happened. Everybody left except for me, Anthony, and this other guy named Eric. And when everybody was going but us, I told this little girl named Sarah, supposed to be in the attic. I said, Sarah, I'm going to take this ball, I'm going to roll it to you, and I want you to roll the ball and knock the baby doll over on the floor. So I rolled the ball, and the ball rolled back 3 complete circles around that baby doll and bumped into it.
Wow.
And guess you forgot to record me.
Yeah, Thor didn't record.
Oh no. He was too busy swinging his hammer, huh?
Yeah. I was going to pull the hammer and hit him with it.
Yeah. Thor's going to be beat down.
But when we were getting ready to leave, I said, bye, Sarah. And she said, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, spoke back and she said bye.
Yeah. So I guess that's been pretty, I guess it's been pretty cool for the last year, so that, you don't, when you're ghost hunting, you really don't have to wear a mask, right?
No.
Dude, I'll tell you, everybody's like in panic. Well, what are we going to do because of this COVID stuff? Well, hey, we're still doing what we like to do.
Right, exactly.
We're not going to lie people, so.
Can't spread it to the dead.
Like walking on, none of the businesses are open, everything's like shut down. Well, hey, we're going to go out and hit all the cemeteries we want, get wherever we want. Not many people out doing anything because everyone's like too scared to do anything, so we're out doing what we want to do.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There's one old inn we stayed at called Buckhorn Inn. We were there, and Anthony was in the bathroom. This is funny.
Oh, geez, here we go.
And the spirit come on the spirit box and says, "Poop."
And guess what I was doing?
No, I can imagine.
The spirit's dead on with the answer there.
That's funny.
Apparently the guy's wife, the owners of the place, they lived there, and she got upset with him because she said, "Why you tell us we had ghost stories? I had to investigate the whole place." So, yeah, that's a pretty cool place, though. I mean, it really was. I mean, I do think, you have to get to a residential or, you can go to a state park and catch spirits. I mean, because some of it's happened over the years. I mean, drownings, hangings, unnatural caused deaths, people get lost, animal spirits, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I mean, the list goes on. I mean, you go, when we go out, do investigations, we always do the St. Michael's prayer.
Uh-huh.
Protect us and protect other people that's around us. And, you know, we let the spirits know that, you know, hey, we come in peace, we're here as friends, as love, you know, as, you know, God's way, no harm intent, we serve and respect. We welcome anyone to talk to us. And that just covers the whole, it covers all of it. Let them know that we're here for a positive reason to help, you know?
Right.
So I mean, they like that. And there's this one particular place that we actually had to work for them to actually start talking to us. It's at the Farnsworth house in the community called Lynn, Baltimore. And it's been there since like the 1800s. And it used to be like some kind of place for people to pay a toll to travel on a certain road and stay there. And
Right.
the cemetery is active, but the house, they wouldn't talk to us for a while. And now they're kind of talking to us a little on the outside. We're going to be able to go inside. But sometimes they make you work for it, too. So I'll let you know that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the one in the cemetery said there was somebody keeping the other ones from talking in the house.
They keep on this plug in the house. So we're thinking it's like some kind of guy or somebody that's very abusive in some way, with excessive force, you know.
And I see a little boy is looking out this old barn window, too, at me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, dude, there's so much going on that, you know, people are so oblivious to what's going on. The bill has dropped, so everything's been crazy right now in this world. I mean, everything's just done. And where we live, no matter what continent you're on, I mean, it's something going on.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
I heard some spirits that don't like us, though. They said they're going to kill us.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got bullseye on our back. Sure, we know what to do.
Dang.
Well, there was this one cemetery with some other ghost hunters, and something said, I'm a demon, and it said, you're all about to die, and another spirit come on there, run.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's all documented.
Oh,
And one
yeah.
time I was in the cemetery by myself, a different cemetery, and something told me to run. I said, why? I said, I don't want to run. And I heard something walking behind me.
Yeah.
Then we got England that just popped in. How you doing, Andy? Andy J. Lee from England. Bolton, England. Oh, that place probably has a lot of paranormal activity as well there in England.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely some old country there.
Yeah.
You know?
I think a lot of more European countries have. I think the older the country, the more paranormal activity it has. Maybe.
Yeah.
Ireland's haunted bad.
Yeah, a lot of the thought places. You're right. Both you guys are right. Yeah, they're both right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you think of all the wars that's happened, you know, from England all the way to Scandinavia, you know, the battles, you name it, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's what else, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, for those of you guys that have just joined us, I'm talking with Anthony and Lorie. They're out from Virginia. And
Virginia.
what's that? West Virginia?
Yeah.
Virginia.
Yeah. Really cool people. They do a lot of paranormal investigations and stuff. And you guys got a YouTube channel, right? That you post all this stuff on?
Facebook.
Oh, just on
Well,
Facebook?
we have a little bit on YouTube, but it's under something else.
You go on our Facebook page is Draco Paranormal Facebook group page.
Yeah, Draco Paranormal on Facebook. You check these guys out. They're really, really cool people. Anthony also plays drums. He's a black metal drummer, I guess you can call it.
That's metal, brutality metal. We're going to say football lubricant. I play for those guys.
Yeah. But yeah, we've just been talking about some of the adventures that they've been having and some of the investigations that they do. They do a lot of cemeteries and stuff, so check these guys out. I mean, they're really cool people. But anyway, yeah, we'll continue on, and with all this is really cool. I like talking about paranormal stuff because it's always been fascinating to me, with all that, because there's, especially when you if you're brought up a certain way, and religion tells you, okay, well, you die, then you got to wait until the second coming, then you'll rise up and all this other stuff, and
Yeah.
but there's too much proof around to say that, there's not an afterlife. It's and well, good luck with that, Andy. Andy's getting his second round of vaccination in England. Good luck, man. But yeah, it's the way the paranormal activity goes, it's just really, it gets really really strange sometimes, because you want to sometimes it's unbelievable, sometimes it's, okay, did that really happen, is it my imagination? A lot of people don't really know, they can't tell the difference sometimes. But I've had some personal experiences with it. These guys experience it all, you guys experience it all the time. And,
Oh, yeah.
You can't say that there's, not saying that there's not a God, not saying there's not a devil. There's good spirits, there's bad spirits. Like you were saying, that somebody said that they were a demon, and there's a lot of stuff that's out there that we don't really. You can't see with the naked, you can't see with normal eyes. Sometimes you have to. Like you were saying before, it depends on what kind of. It depends on the person on how much you're going to see, or if anything at all.
Now, my dad, well, he was real close to God, but he could see demons. Demons was always trying to attack my dad.
Uh-huh.
And he seen them in their grotesque form.
Oh, wow.
Sure.
Yeah, one day my dad was in the living room. He was staying there praying, and the dog started barking, and all of a sudden my dad was knocked back into the chair. Something pushed him in the chair real hard. And my mom came in the room, and my dad was real pale, and the dog was still barking. My dad told my mom when he come, to his senses, he told my mom that some demon pushed him.
Oh, wow.
Now, my parents don't believe in ghosts, so they keep telling me they're demons. But the ones I've seen, they look like people to me. Yeah, I've seen her daughter. Yeah, I was taking care of this old lady one time, several years ago. That's the first one I've seen.
Uh-huh.
Every night I would put her to bed, and she would have a conversation with somebody. I would hear her end, but not the other side. But one night we were in the living room, both of us, and I looked back in the hallway, and I seen a woman in a blue dress with sandy, like brown, blondish hair, walk from the kitchen, across the hallway to the back bedroom. Her daughter and her husband both died in that house. That's the first one I actually seen.
Oh, wow.
I'm looking at the different stories, dude.
He has the creepy stories here.
Yeah, I had the more creep factor.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Dang.
The ones that make stand on your the hair on your neck stand up. But,
Yeah.
yeah, as a child, a lot of stuff was going on at home, and sometimes, you know what I mean? And so one night, my dad was here, I was asleep, and all of a sudden, I felt my face hitting something. I don't know what it was. And I kind of snapped out of it. And here it was. My face was actually at the ceiling. And I was to bed. My dad sees me, can't get me down because I'm at the ceiling. And whatever it was, just slowly put me back down on the bed. I mean, I'm like 4 or 5 years of age. This is happening.
Uh-huh.
Man, that was weird. I mean, it didn't seem harmful. But it's just strange, you know, like why is that going on? You know, I mean, what's up with that, you know? I mean, you know, that's what first, I guess you call it, elevation experience, you know, I mean, fully elevated, you know, levitation experience, you know, I mean, it's like I'm still in my body, you know, I'm not out of my body, I'm like, actually, my whole body, like, the whole entire body is actually physically touching the ceiling, you know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
So some people say in or out of body experiences, that's a different thing than levitation.
Yeah.
When you have, I had one of those before, when you're in or out of body, it means you see you standing there, all of a sudden your inner self be outside of your outer self looking at you. It's just weird, you know?
Yeah.
And then it gets right back into it. It's weird how that works, you know? And where it causes it, you know, yeah, I can find out, you know, I mean, I don't really know. You know, I mean, it must be some ability that I really don't know I have, you know what I mean?
Astral projection.
Yeah, I do a lot of astral projection.
Wow.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did astral projection not too long ago, and about a certain incident, and saw this lady getting pretty much butchered by this guy. And you can't do nothing. You can't stop these people from killing somebody else. It's like you're more like a observer. You know, you have to observe the situation. You know,
right.
It would suck because you're trying to help you can't help them, you know.
Oh yeah.
And, but so I see this guy coming down these stairs, come up behind this woman, and just putting the hatchet there, you know. Well, I called Tom up. You know, Tom from Bull Lubricant. I called him up because for some reason I had to call him because somebody, either he knew the person or somebody he knows knew the person. That's how that instinct. I got to give him a call. So I called him up and said, hey, I told him what's going on. And somebody he knew that lady, and they found her dead 4 days later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's complete validation right there, you know? So it's like, okay, same area, same type of ordeal, same setting, yeah, same room and everything.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's a trip.
And, yeah, it's crazy. And so I had one here a while back with this guy. He was going around kidnapping kids, whatever, you know, somewhere. I don't know where. He had his white van. And I showed up, like, in his parking lot. And when you ask for Jack, you don't ask him. You just show up. You know, where it happens, you know. You just go where you're supposed to go.
Right.
And so I'm there, and there's this little girl in the back seat. She's not very responsive. But I was able to help her because she was half dead, half alive.
Uh-huh.
In an astral projection world, I actually threw her on my back, hauling ass out of there, running as fast as I can through the woods, across this, you know, whatever, to get her in safety, you know, away from this guy.
Uh-huh.
And behind me was this very dark-looking witch that was intriguing this guy to do these things, and she was following me in the astral projection world. And when I got to this certain area, I saw this building. There's like a bunch of other people in there, which would be called a safe zone. And there's other people that are astral projected too. They're in this one building, one location. I walked in the door, looked her on my shoulder, and I said, "Is she alive? She would be okay." And all of a sudden, you know, I just woke up in my, you know, body, you know. I was like, here I am, you know, talking to you about it now, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, who's to say I might be walking down the street one of these days somewhere, some town, who knows where and what state, and that little girl might remember me somehow and say, hey, you saved my life, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that means that's when you're able to, I notice when something is kind of not fully alive and almost not alive, that's when you're able, in astral projection world, you actually could help that person.
Oh yeah.
Get them out of there fast as you can. And it's just weird, and I saw that guy in that van. I mean, he's just driving in circles, going crazy, looking for her, because he can't figure out how she got away. You know what I mean?
Huh.
Like, got into the van, got her out, pulled her out, and took off with her.
Wow.
Yeah, and then recently I had one, and there's a guy I was talking to. He's in Oklahoma. I thought that it might be meant for him, but I don't know. But so what it is, there's a guy that's driving some kind of like an old Rancher diesel, like the original first diesel Rancher trucks. You know what I mean? Good,
yeah.
Good body to it. But this house, it's like a slate blue house. It's like an old ranch house. It's like, this is probably out there in Vegas where you guys are, somewhere out in the west there. And it's slate blue, and it's like, I think they have maybe 2-3 horses, maybe a couple of cows, some kind of livestock. And I can tell, you can see, I don't know if there's any mountains or anything. You see mountains far distance in certain locations there. I'm not sure if there is. I don't know. I've never been out there in Vegas, but this, you can see a field, and that in the background, far away, you can see it. Anyway, this guy comes into this house, walks in, I guess to be his wife, and she's probably 5'6". And it opens her shoulder, and she has dark hair that's kind of gray, in some spots. And I'm gonna say she's maybe about 20, 25, weight, I want to say. I'm thinking. And he comes in there and suffocates her. Yeah. I'm seeing it go down. Walks in there. He's like, this guy, where's the cowboy at? Tall, slender looking dude. Just like the original Rancher style, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, it's kind of, I don't know, I'm going to say the guy's probably in his mid-50s, maybe almost early 60s. So I can't really get a good look at his face, but that's all I could pick up. So I kind of contact people that kind of might be in that certain area or something like that. Be like, hey, if you know anything about this, maybe see a house like this or something like that. Yeah, I may want to check up on. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, I'm here in West Virginia. When you're doing astral projection, I mean, you wind up the most craziest places sometimes.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
You know what?
You've seen Tim Shuttlesworth.
Yeah, now this is something wild here. I'm going to tell you this. Boy, this reminds me. This church we used to go to, this pastor, his name is Tim Shuttlesworth. Well, I asked projected somewhere. I didn't know where he was. And so I saw him the next following Sunday. I said, hey, I've seen you in a dream. I tell him a dream because I taught him mass projection. He probably got a little weird, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I said, he goes, well, what did you dream about? I said, you was somewhere like in a courtyard, like marbles, like benches and stuff, and you was talking to this lady, and you got like the suit on, had like the red thing and the pocket, the hanky thing in the pocket, black suit. I just knelt into the T what he was wearing and everything. I said, what the lady was wearing and everything. And his wife was standing there, and I said, where were you? He said, I was in Italy at a wedding. And his wife looked at him. He said, I had that on, same outfit on. He was freaking out because I was watching him from the weeds, on the different angles, watching him. Having a secret conversation about something about this lady in Italy. And he freaked out. He didn't want nothing to do with me. He avoids me every way that he can. He runs like the devil's chasing his coat. I'm being serious, dude. He didn't want nothing to do with me. Nothing. And he just didn't want nothing to do with me. Period. I mean, he don't want to be around me. He ruined his church one other time. I mean, he did everything he could just to stay away from me. I mean, he just like just totally just like hit, avoiding me. I mean, he just didn't want nothing to do with me at all. I'm just like, I'm like, what's that tell you? You know, I mean that's validation. You know, it's all validation. You know.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, if I call you up and I say, hey man, I know something's going on, but I don't know where it's at. If you know someone's going through it, maybe check around. It's the reason I'm getting hold of you. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's like a caveman. The same thing with him.
Uh huh.
I saved his bacon. Yes.
Huh.
Yeah. I told him about this location somewhere out there, and it's like this street or something, and there are like these guys in this building, and he's supposed to meet these people about something. And it's supposed to be like this, like a carousel, something, or some kind of horse, like for kids to ride or something like that. This kid popped out outside in my ass projection. I'm trying to get him to come back. And I told him about it. I said, what do you do? I'll go to this area.
Uh-huh.
Stay away from that area. He didn't go to that area. He stayed away from that area. He drove past, he kept on going. He kept on going, brother. I mean, he kept on going. I mean, it was meant for him, and where it was, it had to do with him, and you know, I'm a certain situation. I don't know what the situation was, but he, you know, it's a good thing I got a hold of him, you know, when I did, you know.
Huh.
But he just drove on past where this was. He just kept on going. You know, it was out there somewhere he knows, you know, some certain location. It's like in a little part of town somewhere, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I want to say more like kind of like an industrial area, maybe, you know, like little buildings or something. But you know, so there you go.
Huh. Well, that's good.
And we got a lot of ghosts in this house too. We have a vortex in the house.
Oh wow.
And one time I was in the shower, and it got real bright in the bathroom, and the shower curtain blew in on me real hard. I thought Anthony was messing around, but Anthony wasn't even in the house at the time. And then one time I was in the shower, and it was cold between me and the hot shower.
Oh wow. Yeah,
And
there's been a few cold spots in the house. I mean, that's, you know, not by the AC. It's just in a warmer part of the house, and all of a sudden you walk over and it's just like really cold in that area, and then it gets hot and it gets warm again. It's like, okay, that's kind of weird. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, especially in the shower. You know, you got the hot shower on, and you know your body's hot or warm, and then something gets cold between you and the shower.
Yeah.
One time I was in the kitchen, and I was looking out the window, and I seen a reflection of the old woman who used to live here, walk across the hall, walk across the living room floor here.
Uh-huh.
I see a reflection in the window.
Oh wow.
Then we got a little kid that giggles. And one night I was in bed, and Anthony was sound asleep. I heard something say, "Hey, you." And I heard Anthony reply to this thing. Said, "Yeah." But he don't remember it.
Huh.
I passed on the couch one night.
Oh, yeah, that was scary. Yeah, he sleeping on the couch, and I was in the bedroom. And all of a sudden, this motion ball I have kept going off. It went off like 20 times. And then after that, I heard a voice in the living room here. It wasn't Anthony's voice, and it was like a chant. Now, that freaked me out. I yelled for Anthony.
Oh wow.
He didn't hear anything about it. Something was in here messing with him, apparently.
Huh.
You ever experience anything like when you're sleeping? You ever experience like instead of your left or your right arm kind of sticks up for some reason? You kind of wake up and there's your arms kind of dangling or your head don't even know why?
No, I don't think I've ever had that happen.
Yeah, I mean, if anything kind of jerks you in your sleep or something like that, it's kind of like a spirit trying to wake you up for some reason.
Huh.
get your attention because something could be going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Outside or inside the house, or was trying to let you know that, hey, you better be aware, you know what I mean?
Right.
So they're not intending to try to hurt you or anything. It's just kind of like, some people think their body's twitching, but they actually could be that. But I had my arm kind of stick up before, and it's kind of like somebody's kind of nudging me, kind of trying to get me to, move, you know what I mean?
Right.
Wake up for some reason, I don't know what. So, I'm just trying to give you some pointers, just kind of look out for certain things,
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Weird. Something was weird. When we went to the cemetery the other night with some friends,
Uh-huh.
I got real nauseous. And usually when I get nauseous, that means there's either a bad spirit or a demon around.
Uh-huh.
But that night, Anthony said I had a nightmare like something was after me. I don't remember any of it.
I was like, ooh.
And he said it happened again last week. I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, that's what she's doing, man. It's like, oh, maybe not. Like, oh, you're like, someone's after you, like, oh, hell no. You know what I mean? It's just like I had to wake up 2 times. Like, one night before and last night. It's like when she's acting like someone's running after her.
But I don't remember any of it.
Dang.
So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, like I said, like, there's a lot of critics when it comes to paranormal. People like, oh, it's fake, or you got a lot of ones that does the bells and whistles and make it look cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, but a lot of them are faking it. A lot of them may not be faking it. There's some that actually makes it hard for the ones to actually really do it, and like us.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, there's a guy that I really like to watch sometime. His name is Steve Huff. Yeah, Steve Huff Paranormal.
Yes.
And he's
I've heard
an
of him.
excellent guy. So, he's a good dude. We don't know him personally, but I'd really love to meet him one of these days and do an investigation. But, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that makes it harder for the ones that actually really do this for real. And there's the ones on TV. I'm not saying all of them are faking it, but there's some that are making it hard for the ones that like us,
Right.
We've experienced stuff with and without equipment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times I'll be at work, different locations, and one location in West Virginia I was working at, something would come right up behind me in my ear and says, "Hello, Lorie."
Yeah.
There's nobody there.
Oh, wow.
And when I was working in Virginia, 2 days in a row, something kept saying my name all day long. Both days. The second day, it sounded like my brother the last time.
Oh,
And I
wow.
called home to make sure my brother was all right. They said, yeah.
Yeah.
The Native Indian territory.
Yeah, it was Indians buried around there, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that had to do something with it because they knew that it was kind of disconnected to it.
Well, I've seen an old farmer there outside the work area.
See, here's the thing, Steve, when you get involved in the paranormal,
Uh-huh.
They get to know who you are, these spirits do,
Oh, they know our names.
and they know exactly what you do, and they all communicate. They
Yeah.
all know each- So when you pop up somewhere, you're doing spiritual communication with some spirits, they know about you. They know where you're at, what you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's ones, like we said before, that are very, very nasty, and they watch us too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
They just kind of hang around, see what we're gonna do. But
Yeah.
it's like the fight against good and evil. We doing this, but we don't mind helping people. We love helping people. We love to pass over spirits to a better place.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we do more than what some preachers do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, bashing preachers, but a lot of them get scared. They won't do something like this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's
We're not
especially
really-
if they really have a real experience, and it kind of freaks them out. It's like, okay, this isn't everything I was taught. This isn't, this is supposed to be, and then they just say, well, okay, well, this is of the devil, so I'm just not going to mess with it at all because it's. I mean, that's how a lot of religious people look at it and stuff. It's either going to be an enlightening experience or it's going to be a very scary experience, and if they get scared, then they don't want to do anything with it anymore. So, but yeah, it's definitely a very interesting thing to really get into, and especially doing it for a living. And so when you go in there and you're doing this and you're trying to ease somebody's mind. It's like, okay, yeah, it's friendly, or it's okay. This is pretty hostile. We have to do this to kind of maybe get rid of it, or sage everything and keep it at bay or whatever. But it's very very intriguing to to hear stories and that, and I love hearing stories like that. Different paranormal things. I was up in Northern California at a weed farm, and every night, right around probably 2 a.m, it was cold anyway up there, but it wasn't like ice cold. I'd get really cold, and I'd wake up, and I would barely, when you barely open up your eyes, you're not focused on anything, but then and you see things, and it's pitch black out there. There was no lights, there was no anything like that, and I would see, it was just the moonlight and starlight, and that's all it was. And I would see this I knew he was Indian because the land that we were on was Indian land way back in the day, and they find arrowheads all over the place up there on that property. But I would see this man walk by, really long black hair, really long, dark. Well, I couldn't really tell the color, but it was dark hair, really long, had buckskin on, and so it was, I knew he was, Native American, but he'd walk by my truck every night, and I was sleeping in the back of the truck. He'd walk by every night, stop, look in, and then walk away, just like he was just checking in on me or something. Every night at the same time, almost every single night. I never found any arrowheads myself, but I was talking to the property owner, my buddy Ed, and he goes, yeah, he goes, we got a few of them that walk around, and they don't bother us, we don't bother them, they just they're around. And they have a couple of dogs. He has a Norwegian elkhound that runs the property at night, and he would actually come by right after he'd come by, bark one time for me, and then leave. It's like, okay, I'm here, I'm here, and then he'd go on. And I went from sleeping in the back of my truck, I slept inside the big tent because it got too cold, and we had a fire going all night. So we'd have all that, get the fire going all night. He would come in and the dog would come in and lay down on me. Whenever I wouldn't, my truck worked really fine. It started up, it was sitting for a while. I went to start it up one day, it was deader than a doornail. I'm just like, man, I had to go buy a new battery, brought it back, started up real quick, and then every time I went up there, my truck would actually flood and wouldn't start, at all. And so I'd have to
draining energy from your battery.
I guess, yeah, and it was flooding my engine too. It was just, there was so much gas inside there. It was just like, what is going on? So I finally got, found out what that was, but it was just really weird that all of a sudden just started doing that up at that elevation. But just like, all right, it's kind of weird. But yeah, but there's all kinds of interesting stories that everybody has. And so if anybody out there in the peanut gallery wants to chime in on any experiences they've had, or if you have any questions for for Lorie and Anthony. I mean, we're gonna kind of wrap this. I got some medical stuff I got to go do today, so I can't go till 9 o'clock today.
I want to throw some in on you. You heard of those goblin bills?
Of what?
Goblin bills that motorcycle people put on their motorcycles.
Uh-huh.
Like little chunk bills.
Yeah.
They call them goblin bills. Well, they say warn saw spirits off of their bikes and stuff when they're traveling.
Huh.
Yeah. So if you ever see somebody have like some kind of like a little bill on their motorcycle, watch out for it.
Huh.
Yeah. So if you like, it's like a little charm bill. They call them the goblin bill.
Oh wow.
That's what motorcycle people call them, goblin bills.
Huh.
And I was thinking about this because I heard people that had those bills on their bikes, and I asked one person, this guy one time, so I get the bill on there. He goes, well, if we call it a goblin bill, he says, when we're traveling, because you don't know what type of spirits might try to attack you while you're traveling.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I was just totally blown away by that,
Yeah.
But I just thought that bring to your attention and to the other people that's like, see that, and they're like, oh, okay. It's like a dream catcher, but it's like for a dream catcher for a motorcycle, a goblin bill.
Huh. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, if you just, if you're out and about and see a bunch of motorcycles around, see a bill, or ask one of them about it, they'll probably tell you,
Yeah.
So, But yeah, man, it's been awesome talking to you, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and out of your guys' morning. My early morning, your early afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah, we'd like to come out and visit sometime, when we get a chance to go some, and hang out,
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's been a lot of fun, man.
Yes, most definitely. And those who are listening, thanks for listening to our conversations.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got we're on C4OC Radio in Orange County, C4OCradio.net, Global Enlightenment Radio Network.com, and RevRadioVegas.com. So yeah, we're on all three of those all on at the same time. And also in Puerto Rico this morning too. So it's all pretty cool.
Well, thank you, Steve.
Yes, thanks for having us on.
Oh yeah, anytime. Thank you. Thanks for sharing your experiences and stuff, and good luck with your further hunting, and be safe, be careful. Don't let anything get attached to you and pull your hair.
Yeah.
And I was going to say one more thing too. If everybody's listening, God bless everyone, you brothers and sisters out there. Be careful.
Oh, definitely. All right, thanks a lot, man.
No problem.
All right, you have a great day, man.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, well that's that. That was Anthony and Lorie from Draco Paranormal. So check those guys out. It's been a blast, man. It's been really cool. I'm gonna cut it short this morning because I have like I said, I got some medical stuff to take care of. I have a surgery to do Wednesday, so I got to do some stuff today. I got to go get a COVID test today and do all that pre-registration crap that we got to do. Anyway, appreciate you guys tuning in, staying in, and stuff. So here I'm gonna leave you with some Lit Soul for my final song. It's called Dark Crucifix. So you guys enjoy that, and I will catch you guys next time. Be on tonight about 7 o'clock tonight with the show. It's gonna be just like be another little talk show. I don't really have anybody lined up as an actual guest. So my co-host and I are going to, just talk about her cause fancy stuff and, what she's been doing, what we got planned up and stuff. And we'll probably be talking a little bit about some of the merch that we're going to be having pretty soon. We're going to be we're still working on getting everything together to go to Sturgis this year. Hopefully that's still in the work. Well, that's still in the works. Hopefully it's going to be coming to pass coming up. And also the fall festival in Pahrump in September. That's going to be something else. We're getting all of our merch together for that, and hopefully we're going to get Denny to come out as well. Maybe Denny, Mike, and Linda can come out, and it's a 4-day event, and be part of the booth. I'm getting a banner made by NorCal Design, and actually I got to give him a call. I didn't call him yesterday. I was supposed to give him a call. So what's up, Ron? I appreciate you guys. I know I didn't really have much music. We were just talking about paranormal stuff. It's been a little bit since I talked to with Lorie and Anthony about that. Had them on the show. Appreciate those guys so very much. They're really, really good people. So yeah, check them out. Draco Paranormal on Facebook. NorCal Designs LLC. Jason's going to be getting a banner for us, so he's going to put. It's going to be pretty cool. So once he sends me the the work up on it and stuff, I'll kind of post that up. What we're going to have on there, we'll have a little bit of everything, all the networks that we're on and stuff, and it's going to be pretty nice. And we're going to have that set up for hopefully when I go to Sturgis and when we go to the Fall Festival. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Here you go. I'm going to leave you with some Lit Soul. So check it out, and I will catch you guys tonight. Peace.